strength, weakness, opportunities, and threat areas.
This particular course was broken into 4 main crucial topics. First week was about the communication.
To grow your business as well as your personal brand.
Second week, time management.
Prioritizing the time by the 4-step urgency versus important.
Third week was about change management.
Why change is important.
where we had to explain Porter's 8-step model.
Last week was about conflict management.
I can very easily and confidently share my ideas and thoughts in front of my authority.
One of the important takeaway from this, the conflict management.
Leadership card, third mindset, relationship building.
A rich and diverse background of all 4 mentors is enriching.
Special highlight of this program is the last week get together as a team and work on a single project.
The important advantages from the leadership card, the personal interaction.
Best part about the program was they inspired us to take action.
Great session on how to make a vision board.
I highly recommend this course to the professionals of middle, junior and senior management.
Myself in this public speaking skills and speak like a leader. I was searching for the right place, and then I was very happy to know that Kiran has started something called as Leadership Card with another 3 amazing leaders.
Training started with a SWOT analysis on our own strength, weakness, opportunities, and threat areas.
This particular course was broken into 4 main crucial topics. First week was about the communication.
To grow your business as well as your personal brand.
Second week, time management.
Prioritizing the time by the 4-step urgency versus important quadrant.
Third week was about change management.
Why change is important.
Where we had to explain Porter's 8-step model.
Last week was about conflict management.
I can very easily and confidently share my ideas and thoughts in front of my authority.
One of the important takeaway from this, the conflict management.
Leadership card, third mindset, relationship building.
A rich and diverse background of all 4 mentors is enriching.
Special highlight of this program is the last week get together as a team and work on a single project.
The important advantages from the leadership card, the personal interaction.
Best part about the program was they inspired us to take action.
Great session on how to make a vision board.
I highly recommend this course to the professionals of middle, junior and senior management.
Good evening to everyone joining us in-house as well as virtually. Yes, it's the holiday season and Christmas is round the corner, but does not mean that learning should stop. So, as every Thursday, the Leadership Card team is back here with the Card Hour, a free knowledge sharing session. This week again, we are here to start the holiday season with another Card Hour session. The Leadership Card team comprises of 4 individuals who are on a mission to help support 1 million emerging leaders in their growth journey. Leadership Card started in July 2021, and since then, we have trained over 2,000 individuals. We come from diverse fields and fields such as communication, finance, real estate, operations, sales, GSI alliances. Cumulatively, we're a very young team with only 100 years of experience. We have worked both in India as well as globally and come from diverse field functions. Moving to the next slide. A little brief about our coaches. Myself, Kirandeep Sandhu. I come from academics and communication leadership. I believe your voice matters, so speak to be heard. My areas of expertise are mindset, personality development using the DISC, effective communication, personal branding, TEDx speak. I'm a John Maxwell certified coach and I have been working with individuals in their growth journey. Ashish Datta comes from operational and finance leadership. Ashish calls himself a pessimist, and he says that learn to lead yourself first and the rest is easy. Ashish is a coach, trainer, and a leadership architect. He has over 3 decades of experience with him, and his areas of expertise are self-leadership, team dynamics, relationship management, and conflict management. Our next coach, Mr. Ram Ramakrishnan, comes from service and transformation leadership. He's a TEDx speaker. He's also a coach with the CTA. His areas of expertise are business transformation, personal transformation, SWOT, priority management, networking, customer service. He's an author of 2 books and has worked with global Fortune 500 companies. And for tonight, our speaker and coach is Devesh Mohan. Devesh comes from sales and alliances. He's into sales coaching and training, partnership, alliances programs. He's a leadership coach also with the CTA Academy. He is recently published a book called Build Your Sales Muscle. So if you haven't yet grabbed a copy, do get one, because you will be able to embark on a journey of self-introspection to become a better salesperson. He's also a social entrepreneur, along with being a health enthusiast. So before handing the floor to Devesh, let's talk about the topic that Devesh is going to be covering tonight. Well, the question is, does your performance match your potential? So over to Devesh, who shall be sharing his thoughts with you on this topic.
Thanks a lot, Kiran. And just a mic check. Can you hear me? Perfect. So good evening, everyone who has joined us in person and everyone who has joined us online from different social media groups. So today's topic is about, does your performance match your potential? And that is something as an answer, as a question, has been with me for a long period of time. As Kiran told, I come from a sales, business development background. And in sales, it's all about performance, right? Anyone, if you would have been into sales, or you would have heard from your friends who are into sales, that if you perform and you achieve your target, you will earn the commission. And that's where it becomes so easy in terms of to evaluate your performance. And if you are doing 100% or more against the target which have been set for you, you feel that you are doing the best. That's what your best performance could be. But one thing which one of my manager used to always talk about is that, does your performance match your potential? And that was something which was very intriguing for me, because I always used to think that I have been doing well. I have been achieving my numbers which have been given to me. But why always my manager keeps talking about that, does your performance match your potential? As an individual contributor, when I was continuously working in the initial part of my job, I never realized, or although it intrigued me, but I never really got deep into this in terms of to really find out that what could be the reason. But accidentally, one day I got hold of a video from Thomas Galway's, who has written a book called Inner Game of Work. And in that, there was an explanation about the formula, which is performance is equal to potential minus interference. And this actually made me self-aware about that, what actually my manager used to say. And if you look onto these 3 elements of this formula, you will find that potential is something which is intrinsic to you, which is something which is largely unknown, and it's very futuristic. And most of the times, none of us are able to really identify our potential. It's always an exercise which we need to keep seeking in terms of to see that how our potential can be utilized, and the element of potential could be much beyond your thoughts and capacity which could be there. Interferences are those predisposition which stops you in making progress, and this is a byproduct of your own fear, which typically would be there in terms of to take an action and achieve something. And these interferences could be both internal as well as an external. And if you look from the formula, it's very simple, that if you are able to continuously improve your potential, if you can continuously work on in making sure that your potential increases, and at the same time you are able to look upon that what could be the way in terms of to reduce your interferences. Probably making them zero may not be possible, but what could be done in terms of to reduce those interferences. And if you are able to reduce those interferences, what's going to happen? That you would be able to deliver or maximize your potential and reduce your interference, and that will help you to have the best of your performance. And that best of the performance could be much beyond that 100% target possibly I was getting in my sales journey. So that's something which we need to look upon, because many times we create that artificial barrier in our mind, which does not allow us to really extract our total potential, which can help us to drive our potential to the highest level. Let me just give you one example. There used to be, we call that example with the name of that breaking the 4-minute mile barrier. I'm sure if all of you, I'm not sure if you would have heard of that, but if it's there, then absolutely fine. But what this breaking the 4-minute mile barrier is all about was that since 1886, basically, there has been constantly, since 1886 till 1954, which is like roughly 70 years. For 70 years, there was constantly people were trying, runners were trying that how they can run 1 mile within 4 minutes, and it never happened. But finally, in 1954, Roger Bannister was the guy from UK who was able to break that barrier, where he was able to run a 1 mile distance within 4 minutes. And that barrier, once broken, there were series of people after that who have continuously broken that barrier. And that's the point which is there, that once someone has proven that this particular barrier could be broken, then you can just make a next level of that which you can really achieve. So that's the benefit of, in case if you are able to really push that potential, push that barrier up above every time, and that will help you to achieve your performance. And as over a period of time, I came into an team management role. There were two things which I was always looking from my team, was that what I could do in terms of to maximize the potential of my team, right? Because that's very important. If you have to really maximize the potential of your team, of individuals who are there in your team, what you need, that there is already some natural abilities which are there with different people, right? So how you can maximize, how you can work on those strengths which are there, those natural abilities which are there. Apart from that, how you can continuously work on building your knowledge base, because that becomes very important, that what new things you are learning, and along with that, how you are applying those knowledge base into different activities which will help you to build your skills. So that's the part of the potential, that you need to work. If you are as a team leader, then you have to really look upon that what are those natural abilities of your team members on which they can continuously work upon, and in the process they can also acquire new knowledge and build new skill set. That's something which we as a team leader, or I as a team leader, was continuously looking when I was leading my team, that how we can maximize the potential of my team members. The second was in terms of the interference. And interference, as I said, there are two parts to it. One is the internal interferences which are there, and the second is external interference. Internal interference, again, is all about in terms of that what exactly you could do, where you can take actions. And if that actions are not taken, there could be possibly, and that's something which I have spoken in my book also, which is Build Your Sales Muscle, that you have that 3C syndrome, which is fear, forget, and failure. And these are the three syndromes on which you need to work in terms of to continuously make sure that you overcome that with the antidote of 3C, which I have spoken again, that to remove those 3F syndrome, you need to have the antidote of 3C, which is courage, commit, and community. So these are the three things on which you have to continuously work, so that you are in a position to actually take an action. Because unless until you take action, there is no use. You may have all the knowledge, you may have all the skill, but if you are not applying that, if you are not taking action, nothing is going to really convert into result, and result will define that whether you have succeeded or not. So that's one piece, as an internal interferences which we need to remove, which we need to mitigate, which we need to reduce. So that's one part of the internal interference. And the second is in terms of, as a leader, I was always seeing that how I can really work in terms of also reducing the external interferences. And in another way, it was all about that how I can create a conducive environment for my team, which will help them to maximize their performance, which will help them to provide a right platform, right background, which is best for them to deliver. And that's where, whether it was something to do with internal challenges, internal processes, the whole idea always was in terms of that what could be done in terms of to reduce those challenges. So, and one thing which we also need to be aware of, that in external interferences, there would be certain things which would be in your control. There would be certain things which you can take action to control those things, but there could be certain part of the things which may not be in your control. So rather than worrying more about those part of external interferences which are not in control, it would be always best to focus on those parts which can be controlled by you, in which you can take an action and control those things. So that's the whole part in terms of, if you are continuously able to work on the potential part, which is your natural abilities, your skills and knowledge, and the second part is your interferences. You need to reduce those interferences if they are internal, work on how you can reduce, how you can cover the syndrome of 3F with the antidote of 3C, and push yourself to take action and the second is external interferences. Identify what part of those external interference you can take action and make a difference, rather than just bothering about certain things which are just not in your control. And if you will do so, what's going to happen? I'm sure you all know what is going to happen. Your performance would just accelerate, shoot up multiple times, right? So that's something which is required by you to look upon. And that's where, if you want to make sure that your performance match your potential, think on these lines. Be aware of that your potential is unlimited. You can unlock it till the level you push yourself, and interferences are something which you can work on continuously to reduce onto zero. And with that, I would like to hand over to Kiran in terms of to take it to the next level.
Thank you, Devesh, for sharing your insights about performance equals to potential minus interference. And you have given two very good examples of how the record of the 4 mile had been changed, and you brought in your own examples of how you motivate your team. And we've also talked about the interferences, and you broke it into the internal and external. But I think a lot of people in our audience will still be struggling with this question that how, as a team leader, can we get our team to perform at their highest potential? Can you give us some insights on that?
So, one of the things which I have done is in terms of that how along with team, or if I have my own certain activities which I need to work upon individually or as a part of a group or a team, what is that goal we want to achieve, right? I think that's very important in terms of defining that goal, and then look towards that, how that goal could be achieved, and work towards it in terms of to understand that what are the capabilities of the team, how you can really accelerate and help the team to derive the potential, what they actually offer as part of the team. Because no one as individual could be better than the entire team, and everyone has strengths. So look on those elements and try to make sure that you get that potential of highest level by defining that goal, identifying that where the team needs to work, what are those weaknesses, and how you can help them, as I said, around the skills, around knowledge, and give them that comfort, give them that environment where they can really blossom, where they can really excel themselves. And that's where basically you are trying to also reduce the external interference part. And along with that, what is required, keep pushing them to get to the limit, to raise their limits, to raise their bar. And that's what I was talking about, the internal interference. So I think goal setting is one of the good ways in terms of where you can really drive and deliver your performance. And I think both of us have been involved. If I have to take an example, in writing this book, right? Build your sales muscle. And this was something which was never probably both of us have thought that we have that potential in terms of to write a book, right? But it was something where we were constantly cheering each other. We were constantly being accountable to each other, which helped us to really raise the bar and identify that what potential we both together as a team can offer, and worked on reducing different interferences which were there in terms of coming out of the comfort zone, that this is something probably I had the content, right? I was talking, it's a sales book. So I knew about that. What are those stories I need to write? What are those experiences I need to write? And you have that strength where you had a good understanding of that, how this whole say a chapter could be edited or worked out in a way where it is able to give an impactful story, right? So both as a team, we were able to really deliver that, and which was eventually the success which is there. So
absolutely, that was a really good example, Devesh, which talks about our book itself. That's a brilliant example. Thank you so much for sharing insights about how a team can work on their optimizing their performance by working with the strengths of each team member and minusing the interferences that may be there. Now let's move forward. Unless there are any questions from the audience or from us on the screen, we will move on. Okay.
Go to sleep.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. It was really good formula. Very simple but very powerful. Performance is equal to potential minus interference. And just yesterday, because when you were describing this, yesterday the incidents happened, and from there, while you were discussing, I got a metaphor for this. And my gardener was there yesterday, and my mother said, okay, from last 2 years, this lemon tree is there. It's not growing. Why it's not growing? It's only 1.5 feet when it'll give the fruit. And then he suggested it's a good quality lemon tree and it will sprout soon. So then he suggested, okay, it means we need to add something in the soil. And so from there I got the idea, okay, potential is there, potential to sprout and to give fruits. Then there was to increase the potential, we definitely need to add nutrients, give water. But at the same time, if you keep on worrying on the fruit and the leaves, it will not serve any purpose. So if you are worrying about the performance, it will not serve any purpose. So watering the leaves and fruits will not help us. We need to focus on potential, and that is the soil in which we need to add nutrients, we need to give it water. And then interference. So there was internal and external, both interference were there, means he need to come and prone the, cut the certain part of the that tree which was growing in the opposite direction. At the same time, pests were there, so he suggested we should use some pesticide there, and we have circulate with a iron bar so that my pet cannot harm it. So means I was able to gel with that, and means it's very powerful. I really need to think through it and see how can I match my performance with my potential. So thanks a lot, sir.
Superb, Soumitra. Great example. How the lemon tree example really fits in this formula which is there, and how you have analyzed the things in a very. It's a great analogy which you have come up with this example which is there, and I think it's all about self-awareness only. And this lemon tree example become a great example of a self-awareness, that how you can work in terms of making sure ultimately the performance is all about that lemon tree should give lemons, but there is a lot of other things which needs to be done, which is basically make sure that as you said, the potential and the interference part needs to be worked upon, so that automatically that performance would come. Great.
And that, in fact, I was just seeing one of the posts, and there was an image, which was actually, I think it was a very powerful image of two pears, and there was a rotten pear, which was sitting right next to the good pear. And because the rotten pair kept on touching the good pair, it started actually impacting and affecting the good pair, and it started. So sometimes the interference could be that you could be in your team having some rotten pairs, and in order to increase the performance, you need to get rid of those interferences, which are the rotten pairs, and work so that the optimum performance can be achieved. So I think that these are different analogies that are coming up from this whole conversation. I think it's a very insightful one. Thank you, Devesh. Thank you, Samitra. Now let's move forward with a little bit about leadership. Can we move to the next slide, Devesh? Yeah. Okay, so for all our viewers, as usual, every Thursday, the Leadership Card team and the coaches are back here for the card hour, 7:30 Thursday nights. How else can you continue your journey with us? Well, we have our upcoming flagship program, which is the Personal Transformation Program, which is going to be starting on the 21st of January. The ads are already out. If you're keen, reach us. Let's embark on this 8-week flagship program by Leadership Card, which will help you which will help you in transforming your growth journey. We also have, along with that, other programs which are module-based programs. We have been running both physical as well as remote learning programs, such as customer excellence, team dynamics. And if you know of companies that are looking for trainers, do reach us so that we can work with them. We also do in-house. We have also been doing programs off-site, such as in Ranthambore. So we are flexible to go out and do module-based trainings for people who want to work with us. We have curated a program called the Women Leadership Program, which is helping women break glass ceilings and climb slippery walls. I am going to be leading this program. So this is also going to be starting in February. So please reach us if you want to be part of the Women Leadership Program. And we have the online self-paced leadership programs, which give you the flexibility to learn when and as you want to, because learning is not a choice. I mean, learning is a choice. The mode can be decided by you. Further going on, the virtual program, which I was briefly talking about, comprises of 4 modules, and each of these modules go where you first start by understanding yourself, which is your personality. From there, you go on to understanding, Devesh, leading yourself, such as the leadership programs, business communication, priority management, relationship management. The third module is about leading teams, and this comprises of topics which will help you with leading team members, where you have conflict management, team dynamics, effective negotiation, and business ethics. And last but not the least is leading the organization, and we cover topics such as change management, gender diversity, problem solving, decision making, finance for non-finance professionals. So it's like a full package which gives you the start to end on your leadership journey. We have been running programs since 2021, and these are some of our success stories, our training programs, both done remotely as well as in person. So do reach us for inquiries if you or your organization is looking for corporate training, mentoring, or coaching. With that, the Leadership Card team would like to say thank you. We come with over 100 years of experience, worked in diverse fields, both in India as well as globally. We're a training, mentoring organization. And Leadership Card is based on the fundamental principle of K for knowledge, A for accomplish, R for reflect, D for develop. And the numbers to reach us are on the screen. With that, the Leadership Card team both me and Devesh would like to say thank you and wishing everyone happy holidays. Ram and Ashish are not available today, but they wish you the same. Devesh, would you like to be adding something?
Yeah. Thank you, Kiran, and wishing everyone greetings for Christmas and New Year, which is round the corner, and looking forward to meet you again in 2023 with new goals set for each other and making sure that we reach greater heights in the next year. Thank you.
Thank you. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas. And we will see you next week on Thursday night, same time, 7:45 till 8:30 p.m. IST. Thank you.